Today's AI story is not another chatbot trick. It is about access. Access to bills, hospitals, offices, power grids, spacecraft, and eventually paychecks. That is the big signal behind the agent push at Google Cloud Next and the broader industry conversation around multi-agent systems. The next product is not only a model that talks. It is a model that can request tools, call services, and complete work. For normal people, that changes the question. If an AI agent helps with insurance, travel, banking, or customer service, the important part is not just whether it sounds smart. It is what it is allowed to do, what it logs, and who can reverse a mistake. The same access question shows up in energy. A data center can look like a remote cloud service. But locally, it becomes a building, a substation, a power contract, a cooling system, and a planning fight. That is why the White House Ratepayer Protection Pledge matters. The promise is simple. If AI infrastructure needs major grid upgrades, households should not quietly absorb those costs while the biggest users get the benefit. So the practical test is not anti-technology. It is basic fairness. Who pays for new lines? Who gets the jobs? Who gets faster service? And what happens to the electric bill of someone who never asked for a data center next door? Then there is the useful side of real-world technology. NASA and the Organ Sharing Network, UNOS, are studying whether advanced air mobility can improve organ transport. That is not abstract futurism. That is a patient waiting for time-sensitive logistics to work. For ordinary families, the value is easy to understand. The best use of drones and autonomy is not a flashy demo. It is removing delay between a donor hospital and a transplant team, with safety rules strong enough that people can trust the route. Space gives the same lesson in a louder form. NASA's Artemis 2 recap is a reminder that the future is not a slide. It is engines, flight software, launch windows, crews, weather, and thousands of checks before one mission leaves the ground. NASA also reported that Curiosity found organic molecules on Mars that had not been seen there before. The point is not that Mars has answered the life question. The point is that patient instruments, running for years, can still change what we know. And this brings us to universal high income and public wealth ideas. If AI is just a website, income policy sounds separate. But if AI needs data centers, power contracts, agents, hospitals, chips, and robots, then the upside belongs to whoever owns those systems. For normal people, the useful debate is wider than a slogan. It is wages, lower prices, training, public services, public wealth funds, and yes, possibly income floors if automation gets powerful enough. The real question is how ordinary people share gains without losing dignity or bargaining power. So here is today's checklist. Will this raise my bill? Can an agent act without my consent? Was it tested before touching a real system? And if it creates value, who shares the upside? Do not only watch the demos. Watch access. Watch who gets permission, who pays for infrastructure, who benefits from automation, and who is protected when the system makes a mistake.